Hello? My client's here. Send him in. So let me get this straight. You came to my office today to learn about Bitcoin? You can't just look that up on the internet. Look, I am a hamster who owns a successful company and trades crypto all day long. So what's really the problem? Huh. That really explains why your portfolio is such a mess. Alright, so I have this very helpful presentation about Bitcoin. How about you and me watch it together, okay?
Hello everybody, today I will be presenting Bitcoin. This presentation is for IS3815. What is Bitcoin? October 31st, 2008. Bitcoin was introduced to the world in the upload of Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, to a forum. The uploader went by the name Satoshi Nakamoto, a synonym, so we aren't sure if they're a singular person or a group of people. January 3rd, 2009. The first blockchain was launched when the first block was mined. This is known as Block 0, also known as the Genesis block. January 8, 2009. The first version of Bitcoin software was announced. January 9, 2009. Bitcoin mining commences with Block 1. January 12, 2009. The first Bitcoin transaction is sent. The transaction is sent from Satoshi Nakamoto to Hal Finney. Here is a list of some notable Bitcoin forks. The first major fork, Bitcoin XT, was released in 2014. However, a few months after release, it got abandoned. Bitcoin Classic gained traction around 2016. It still exists today, but its popularity has dwindled. Bitcoin Unlimited, released also in 2016. Its special feature allows miners to decide the size of their block all the way up to 16 megabytes. Bitcoin Cash split from Bitcoin in August 2017, and it is the most successful fork of Bitcoin. Then there is Bitcoin Gold, which split from Bitcoin, or hard forked, in October 2017. It restored the functionality of mining for normal consumer-grade GPUs. To have a better understanding of Bitcoin, we must know about the blockchain technology powering it. Block size is a block of code representing a recent chain of Bitcoin transactions. Consensus process allows for the approval of single data values. It is useful for bookkeeping and uses proof of work. Proof of work is used to prove a participant node has done work submitted to it and allows it to add new transactions to the blockchain. Bitcoin ledger specifications show that it is public and permissionless. Bitcoin has a shared ledger. Bitcoin is generated via mining. To mine Bitcoin, high-performance computers must solve very complex mathematical formulas. This produces new Bitcoin and helps verify the transaction history. The Bitcoin amount is limited by the number of blocks. The ledger is maintained through approval of blocks. Using proof of work, each machine on the network stores a copy of the ledger. Machines with identical copies are teamed up to solve complex mathematical equations. The first team to solve it gets the winnings. This process consumes a lot of electricity and requires a lot of computing power. The block rewards for successful hashes are newly created Bitcoins. Bitcoin is a digital currency. It is quite basic in its capabilities, similar to Dogecoin. Ethereum's platforms allow for decentralized apps and smart contracts which are useful for businesses. Something that is possible on Ethereum's network are non-fungible tokens, also known as NFTs. Dash is a direct competitor of Bitcoin and has advanced capabilities like instant transactions, private transactions, and decentralized governance to make it stand out among the competition. Ripple's XRP is used by commercial institutions around the world. Ripple's products are used for payment, settlement, asset exchange, and remittance systems. It connects payment providers, banks, digital asset exchanges, and businesses. What happens when all the Bitcoin is mined? First, block rewards will vanish. Miners will then have to depend on transactions fees for revenue. Fees will become the primary source of revenue. The blocks can still be mined, but there will not be any Bitcoin block rewards for mining a block. Thus, Bitcoin's network becomes a closed economy. Here is a list of strengths for Bitcoin. Individuals can stay anonymous and are very hard to track since there's no personal information required to complete a transaction. It has speedier transactions than with fiat currencies. It is shared on a peer-to-peer basis and is decentralized, so there is no regulation by a central authority like a bank or a government entity. There are low transaction fees for international payments, so this is useful for international transfers, especially with paying employees out of the country. There are no maintenance or minimum balance fees, no overdraft charges, or no return deposit fees, unlike banks. Also, unlike banks, Bitcoin doesn't go through boom or bust cycles, which cause banks to crash and burn. Here is a list of weaknesses for Bitcoin. The more people use it, the slower transaction speeds get. You are unable to recover lost passwords, so make sure you write it down and remember it. Data effects to network transactions are only for keeping notes. There is no code to transactions unlike on the Ethereum network, which helps with smart contracts. There is a hard cap of 21 million, which will eventually cause deflation. There is no physical form, and access to it is limited by internet connectivity. It is not widely accepted, so in most stores, you cannot pay with it. It is irreversible, and there are no refunds. And as a result of that, if you get scammed, most likely you're not getting your Bitcoin back. It is also a highly volatile currency. Here is how Bitcoin can be used in business applications. Bitcoin, and crypto in general, can be used to help mitigate data breaches involving customer data because of the ledger. For the public sector, blockchain can boo, bing 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 bing. I have some predictions regarding Bitcoin's future. It can make it into the mainstream, becoming the currency of choice for international trade and for daily purchases. it could become a viable investment asset. For example, Tesla bought 1.5 billion in Bitcoin in early 2021. We could also see more business and government entities recognize it as a valid form of payment. El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender on September 7th, 2021.
It's a pretty good video, isn't it? It took me quite a while to acquire it, if you know what I mean. I had to jump through some hoops. I stole it. Hey, you hear that? Is that like one of those cartoon sound effects? What? My client! Who could have done this?
Hee-hoo-ha.
You?
Well. Look who it is, Mr. Goxx in the flesh.
What did I ever do to you?
I want what you stole from me, Goxx. My presentation.
I ain't giving you nothing. You vaporized my client.
You leave me no choice, Goxx. I know your weakness and I will exploit it to get what is rightfully mine.
How about we talk this out instead, huh?
I'm going to start counting down now. Be prepared.
You're bluffing. Nobody knows my weakness.
3,
Aha, wise guy, that's kind of funny.
2,
Stop counting, wise guy.
1.
Stop!
Are your knees trembling, Goxx?
No!
I bet they are.
Stop it!
I know you can't stand being pointed at.
You're making me self-conscious. I can't stand this. I'm out of here.
I did it. Smile.